Dun, 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 dun. You guessed it. Welcome to Collector Cave, and today we have Barret Wallace, who has invaded the cave from Final Fantasy Remake by PlayArts. And I've had this figure now for a few weeks. Got quite a few of these figures in. I'm playing through Final Fantasy Remake. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now. Currently in Chapter 10 as of today, and I'm just absolutely loving the game. And I've gotten through some of Barret's story. And one of the great things about FF7 is the characters. They've given some great character moments. The characters grow, they go through difficult times. And Barret is not one who hasn't been, he's been affected by difficult times because of Shinra, what they've done. And so, man, his story arc has been really good. And I have to say, playing FF7, the original version, early 2000s, that was before they had any dialogue in the games here. And I always envisioned Barret, the way he's been voice acted in FF Remake. The voice actor for Barret, I forget his name, but man, he does an awesome job for Barret. Really cool character. So I'm excited to open this guy up. He looks massive. If we go into some detail here, we see up here the Square Enix Products logo, and then down in the bottom right corner there's that little hologram showing that this is an official product. The game came out in 2020. This figure, I think, was released a year or two later. And then we see a choking hazard for children under 3 years, and then this is for ages 15 years and up. And then here is the Final Fantasy VII logo. I think that's supposed to be Meteor, if I'm not mistaken. Something Sephiroth has that he uses. And then PlayArts, their logo, and then Barret Wallace version 2. So this version 2, from my understanding from the website where I ordered this from, is these glasses are now translucent, so you can actually see his eyes. And then he also comes with glasses you can take off and a hand that holds them. So I believe that's the updated version of Barret. Now, I ordered this from Square Enix North, the website here in North America, and this box is a little banged up. You can kind of see some of these, scratch marks. This figure is a couple years old, but I will say I ordered most of these from BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store, and the boxes were almost pristine. So there's a little bit of damage here in the corner. You can see, I'm not going to resell this. I open my figures and I display them. Reviews, toy photography, but I'm a little disappointed that Square kind of had this, damage done to the box. I'm assuming it happened in not in transit, because the box came fine in transit. But here's the back. Here's some cool poses. I can't wait to pose this guy. He has the gun arm, which is what he's known for. And then here's a cool black and white. That's a really cool pose right there. We're gonna try and strike that pose during this review. And then there's Barret with his glasses off, which, typically you see Barret with his glasses on. So a little bit of a different look for Barret, but I'm glad they included that. And then down here we see 20 points of articulation, collect all the figures, and then we have some legalese down here about Square Enix, the types of plastic they use, PVC, ABS, there's some metal, and then there's the UPC. Now we spin this back around. This packaging is really nice the way they have it designed. It opens up, and it's on magnets. If I back out a little bit, there's a magnet at the top which actually fell out. When I got this, opened it up, the magnet fell, and you can actually see the magnet right down here. So I'm going to see if I can get that magnet back up into the packaging so that this box stays closed properly. But cool they have magnets. And then here's a look of Barret behind the packaging. Couple extra hands. There's the head sculpt without the glasses. There's the glasses. And then the cool little frosted look that they do with this. Kind of supposed to be like Mako energy going through the packaging, and you just see his gun there. And I believe that's his starting weapon, the Gatling gun. He, like most characters, he goes through multiple different weapons in the game. But that's his starting weapon. And I think both Remake and Rebirth. And then there's a cool shot of him. I'm looking forward to it. And then down here, I will zoom in and pause this, but you can read about the first two paragraphs are typically about the game, the world, and then down below is about Barret himself. So I'm just going to zoom in, focus on this, and if you guys want to pause, you can go ahead and read that. But with that said, let's get this guy out of packaging. Okay, and every Play Arts Kai Final Fantasy figure comes with some directions, and here's Barret. It shows how some parts are interchangeable, namely the head sculpts. I think in this case, he actually has two head sculpts. Most of the Play Arts Kai Final Fantasy figures have face sculpts. Because the way he's designed, he actually has two separate head sculpts, which is interesting to see from Play Arts Kai. And then it shows you the three interchangeable hands he has on his left arm, and then the hands that hold the glasses, like he's taking them off. And then every Play Arts Kai figure comes with the same type of stand, which we'll look at in a moment. And then the back is just kind of some legalese in some different languages. But if we take a look, here's Barret. We see his ankle is kind of twisted from packaging. We'll get that straightened out. But here's a look of the figure. He looks really great. There's the head sculpt with out the glasses. There's the extra glasses, the two extra hands. So he looks really cool. He's got some nice protective packaging around him to keep him from getting damaged. So let's get him out of packaging and take a look at everything he comes with. Okay, here's Barret and everything he comes with in packaging. We see that he comes with the stand, which has, different holes you can place the fight stand in to help balance the character out. And then you have two different grasping hooks there. Typically the smaller one works for most figures. In this case with Barret, I don't think either will work because he's so big. I haven't tried him out yet. We will here in a minute. It may have to go around like his leg or something because he's just such a massive character. But here's Barret in detail. He looks really good. The paintwork is really good in this guy. There's his gun arm, the Gatling gun. He's got his fatigues on, some pouches. There's actually quite a bit of soft rubbery plastic on him, namely the vest, and then the pants here are soft, and also the upper torso is soft, soft rubber. So I think they maybe did that to cut down on the weight a little bit, and maybe also to give more range of mobility with the soft rubbery plastic. But let's go ahead and take a look at this other head sculpt. It's rare for, like I said, Play Arts to give an extra full head sculpt. Usually it's just an extra faceplate. But he looks pretty good. He has the scar on his cheek there. That's a good angle right there. Look at that. It looks really good. Straight on, he almost looks cross-eyed. This eye is painted kind of wonky actually. You can see that his right eye, the left side here, is painted up. So it looks good from this way. I won't be using this head sculpt because I want him with the glasses, but it is cool. It's just too bad that eye is kind of off a little bit. Bums me out a little bit. But from the side, it doesn't look horrible, but from the side it looks good. And then there's his, his haircut with his beard. He's got the fade going. Man, it looks really good. There's his earring. Yeah, it looks just like him. That's a good representation. And then the glasses, if we can zoom in on these, there's a little nub on the side. So yes, these glasses can go on his face. If I put these on here, you can see they do go on, but you're gonna have this little nub right here, as you can see, sticking out. Because they're not designed to be worn, they're designed to be going in this hand, which, let me show you this hand real quick. See that little hole in the hand? That's where those glasses fit in. But got some nice wash on the metal pieces on his glove. A little bit of sloppy paintwork right there on the pinky. Let's see if we can't get these glasses to go in on camera. Let's see here. I think they need to go like this. Yeah. It's kind of hard to get to fit. There we go. But yeah, that's how it is. So it's like he's taking the glasses off. Really cool. Cool look. And then here is the open hand. So like when he's got his Gatling gun up and he's firing, this hand's coming across his chest, kind of like holding it steady. But I have it zoomed in ×2 here, so we're seeing a really close-up detail. Typically you're going to see something more like that or like this even. But getting close up, you can really see the paint work, and you can also see mistakes too. But it looks pretty good. There's fingernails. You see lines in the fingers like a normal hand would have. So pretty cool. So let's just go ahead and do a once over, an up and down look of this figure here to really see the detail. I'm a little bummed out. The left side of his beard here has this light patch right there. I don't think I'll be able to flake that off. I think it's the paint is missing there. So I'm gonna either have to paint that, or if I take pictures, just Photoshop that out. So that kind of stinks, man. For the cost of these figures, I think this one's 154. I need to have a little bit better, less QC issues. Just minor things, though. I mean, I think, though, overall the figure looks really good. Sitting on a detolf, you're not going to really see that, especially if you haven't turned looking. But yeah, the jacket looks great. Nice washes. You see the zippers painted, the little zipper in the pockets painted. Even his muscles there have a wash. Coming down, there's the wrap for his gun arm. Oh, he's got materia slotted in there. Look at that. That's a blue one. So that could be like, what I'm trying to think here now. Sometimes you can use blue materia for figures you aren't controlling, characters you aren't controlling, and they'll do auto abilities. That could be what that is, maybe. Let's bend this up and take a look at the Gatling gun. It doesn't rotate, or it does rotate. Yes, it does. Look at that. It rotates. So that's pretty cool. It does have rotation on it. Looks like he has just one materia slotted in, though. But it's still cool. I like when they have the materia slotted in. I wish Cloud's Buster Sword had at least one. I know they have it designed to go into his back, to be carried on his back, but it'd be cool if they had one slotted in. That's pretty neat. Starting out weapon doesn't have too much materia in it. And then here's the fatigues. Again, this diaper area is soft plastic. The jacket is soft plastic. And the upper torso, this is also soft rubbery plastic. And the dog tags are not, they're molded and painted. But painted pretty good. They look pretty good. Not bad. I'll zoom back out here for a minute. And these pouches on the outside are hard plastic, but they look good, painted nice. You see the buckles painted in silver there on the pouches. This is a nice big one, probably extra ammo for his Gatling gun. Same over here. These aren't the prettiest, the back of his leg, but you're not going to really see the back when you're posing him in front. He has his, these fatigues on, and then his boots, there's actual buckles that are painted silver. So not too bad. Oh, and then we got to look at his tattoo on his forearm, or his upper arm. There's his tattoo. Applied pretty good. Yeah, it looks nice. So got some bicep articulation there. And then here's the back of the jacket. And then kind of has his collar up a little bit. Got that fade going. Looking like a boss. Yeah, he's a cool figure. So let's go ahead and go over some articulation now. Okay, so the head and neck are both on ball joints. So that gives you some good range. So he can look down really good. And he can look up really good as well. And then, the whole neck will move, and then the head will rock as well. You can spin the head all the way around, I think. Although his neck muscles are really thick here. So it's kind of hard to twist without the head popping off. But, good range of mobility there. The arms go up about 90. And this one's on a ratchet because of the weight of the gun arm. This one is not on a ratchet, and I think it should have been because it's already kind of loose. Loosey-goosey. And then the bicep does swivel. Because the biceps are so big, it's kind of tough to get a full swivel out of it. And then the elbow has ratchets. It's single jointed, I believe. It's covered pretty well. Because of his muscles, you can only go so far. But that's enough range in my opinion. I mean, you're getting 90 degrees out of that. For a big muscled figure, that's pretty good. And then the hands are on a ball hinge joint that also ratchets. So that's nice. And the gun arm, same thing. You got a swivel at the bicep, single jointed elbow, which does go up to 90. And then the Gatling gun does rotate. As I move this more, it's loosening it up more, which is kind of nice. That should spin freely. It does catch right there, but I mean, it does move. And then for the chest, it's kind of hard to tell here, but this upper piece, there's an upper torso and a ball joint at the abdomen. And the upper torso, this is all kind of rubbery plastic. So he can, let me put this arm down. He can rotate back pretty far and forward, not too bad for a big guy. And then he can, of course, twist up the upper torso and at the waist. Although the waist articulation, yeah, it can. And then he can go side to side a little bit. He's so big. And then if I put his arms up, his legs, this leg, because of the pouches, only goes like right there because the pouches catch. But this leg goes out about that far. And then the legs can go forward, not 90, not 90. They catch, but still not bad. And then the knees are double jointed, but because of the pants, the fatigues, they only go to about 90, but not terrible. There is no thigh swivel, just at the hip joint there is, at the hip joint, but there's no thigh cut here. Like in traditional figures, you have a thigh cut, probably because of these pouches, which I'm glad they didn't cut that pouch up. That would have been messed up. And then the boots, these are on ratchets, not very strong though, so that kind of worries me over time. And then he does have toe articulation, which goes up about like that. Doesn't really have much of a rocker either. The ball joint does rotate. I would have to turn that ball hinge joint for it to get rocker, which isn't going to happen. So he's pretty much standing like this, straight on. But I mean, right now he stands okay. I wish there was some more rocker though. That would be nice. But let's go ahead and change out the head and then put the hand down with the glasses coming off. Okay, so this pose down here in the back of the box with him taking his glasses off, I was able to achieve. And here it is right here. Looks really good. Really good. Taking the glasses off. We zoom in a little bit. You can see that hand, how it holds the glasses and that little peg. And there's the head sculpt without the glasses on. He's got his gun arm down by his side. That's a pretty cool looking pose. I like it. Now this hand, taking this hand off, his left hand, it came off pretty easy. The peg on that hand is huge. It's a big peg, which is good so it won't break. But putting the hand down was difficult. I probably should have used a hair dryer or some hot water or something to warm it up because it was really difficult to put on. But these hands are hard plastic. They're not rubbery, so it makes it harder to get them on, to put them on. I mean, it's better than having the problem of them falling off being too loose, but I wish they weren't so tough to put on. I had the same problem with Sephiroth. The hand's really hard. And it could be the fact that these figures have been sitting in a warehouse for probably 2 years, you know? Although this one's the second run, this might be newer. Not sure, but man, it's a cool look. That's a cool pose. You know, it's kind of a museum pose, but still he's doing something neat. Not just standing there, he's taking his glasses off, looking sweet. So let's get one with the gun arm in action. All right, so here's Barret with his gun arm raised up. His other arm kind of steadying the shot. The stand does work. It's the bigger gripping claw that actually works. So I could make him stand on his own, but I think on my shelf, I'm going to have him with the stand just to make sure he doesn't fall. He's a big figure. He goes down. He's going to knock over a bunch of other figures too. So I'll probably have the stand, even though it's not as aesthetically pleasing as if, unless for looks, but it's for a safety feature, which I'm fine with. But yeah, man, what a really cool looking figure. I love this gun arm. Looks really great. tossed out like that. If I slow this down a little bit, let's see here. We can slow this down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, look at the detail, man. That's definitely how I think I'm going to have him posed. I really like that look. And again, that hand was difficult to put on, that left hand. Really tight. But again, I think that's a good problem to have. It could be the opposite where the hand just falls off. We don't want that. So overall, I think this Barret figure turned out really good. There's a couple minor flaws on mine, like the beard missing some paint, which kind of bothers me, and that one eyeball on this head, his right eyeball. The eyeball's not done in the right spot. It's not terrible. But again, I won't be using this head sculpt. But I like that they give you a couple options for Barret. You can have the glasses off. You can have like he's taking the glasses off. Or you can have it, you know, with his glasses on like this, with his gut arm raised, that hand holding out. Now, it does say in version 2 that these glasses are transparent. You can see his eyes through it. I honestly had a hard time seeing his eyes. I put it up close to a light. But honestly, I think it might look a little weird if you could see his eyes too much. So I'm actually okay with his eyes being the way they are. Well, let's just take a minute to look at this figure and all the details one more time, a detailed look here. Okay, now it's comparison time. We see Barret Wallace next to Sephiroth, and Sephiroth is 11 inches tall. And Barret, you know, I've got him, he's hunkered down a little bit, but he's roughly 10 and a half inches tall. So about the same height as Cloud, which, you know, I expected Barret to be a little taller, honestly. I thought maybe he'd be the same height as Sephiroth. But I think it's cool that even Barret, as big of a dude as he is still smaller than Sephiroth. Man, it's just such an imposing sight seeing Sephiroth. Let's do a couple more comparisons. Okay, and here's part of the team from Remake. We have Aerith, we have Yuffie, and we have Red 13. And I'm probably going to display these guys like this in my Detolf, because I have Cloud, but he's on the bike with Jessie. And I think I'm going to leave it that way. I may get another Cloud just to display him with the group. I still am waiting on Tifa. She's not coming in until I think sometime later this year. She was sold out, and I think they have a second version, which is a better face sculpt. So I'm excited that I'm going to have a better version of Tifa than what was released initially. But I think together this looks really cool, really awesome. Let me go ahead and get Cloud and Jessie as well. Okay, things are getting really crowded now. Crowded now. But man, this looks really cool with all these team members together, side by side. Just missing Tifa. Man, I cannot wait to have the whole set complete. And you know, these won't all fit together in one Detolf, I don't think. I think the bike is just too big. I may try it, but currently I have the bike up with Sephiroth on one level, and then below I'm going to have, you know, these 4 team members together. But man, seeing all these figures together makes me feel good. I've had them in, you know, they came over the past couple weeks, and I've been waiting to unbox each one of them for these reviews. I wanted to have, you know, fresh feeling when I open these up, not looking at it beforehand. I still have one more Play Arts Kai figure to go over, and that'll be the next review. And then I have Bring Arts Cloud, and the other Bring Arts ones on pre-order from FF7, but those are going to be coming out like next year. So Cloud's coming already out. I think Sephiroth comes out this year, and then the rest are going to be like spring of next year through beginning of next year. So it's going to be a while for those Bring Arts figures. In the meantime, I'll see I might get like Brood and Reno um, to fill in the remake. But I'm hoping Player Sky or Square Enix announces some Rebirth figures, because so far all I've seen from Rebirth is a static arts, which is a statue line they have with Cloud. They have a Cloud Rebirth static statue, and I'm hoping that they announce the other characters that have come in Rebirth, like Sid, you know, Kate Sith and his Moogle buddy, Vincent Valentine, which I still haven't come across in the game yet. I'm not all the way through Rebirth yet. I'm just taking my time, enjoying it, and I'm absolutely loving the game. I'm having a blast with it. Right now, it's my game of the year, and I honestly don't know if anything's going to unseat that personally. Some loyalists, FF7 loyalists that played the original game have some issues with Remake and Rebirth. I played FF7 once, and it's been so long that I don't remember a lot of it, sadly. I need to play through it again, the original version. But man, I'm telling you, playing Remake and Rebirth, like, yeah, I played the original. I remember all the main story points, and I don't really have a problem with anything that they've done. They've changed a few things. And again, I'm not through Rebirth all the way, but so far, I've loved all the additions they've added. I haven't had any complaints really. So anyways, I'm rambling, but I'm just telling you guys, how great I'm loving these games, and these figures are just about on par. Like I said, there's a couple issues I have with a couple of them. These figures aren't perfect. No figure is. And I think, the price, because I live in North America in the United States, the prices are a little bit higher because these are imports for us. They're coming out of Asia. Yeah, you can buy them through AmiAmi, I think, but the shipping, after you pay shipping through AmiAmi, you're looking at almost the same price as if you go to BBTS or even Square Enix. Like I said, Barret, he is $154. He's still available on Square Enix's site. He's not available on BBTS. So if you want this guy, like Sephiroth, the only place I've seen them available, not aftermarket, is on Square Enix North, their website with their store. So I would say for Barret, even with the few, minor issues I had with the paint defects on a couple spots, I think this figure's worth it. I think he's going to look awesome in my display, along with the rest of these figures that I have. I just think they pair together so good. And one thing I'll say about FF series, I tried playing FF15 multiple times, and I'm going to go back and play it, but I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into the world or the characters. FF16 was a far departure from an RPG, which kind of bothers me. I think I'll get into that game eventually when it's on sale, but it's not really a role-playing game, which kind of bothers me. But the point I'm making is that I think since FF10, I really haven't seen a group of characters like this that are just so dynamically different, but work together so well. I loved FF12, and I played 13. Lightning was cool, but the team didn't really gel like this team in FF7 does. And I think that's why one of the reasons why FF7 is so beloved, because such a wide range of characters. You have like a dog cat who was experimented on, Red 13. You have a ninja assassin who's a kid. You have a flower peddler who is more than that. You have this awesome dude in Barret who has a gun arm. And then you have Cloud, who is just like, has this tough exterior, but he changes. His story arc throughout the course of the game is excellent. In fact, all the characters are. Their story arcs are really good. That's what I think people love about FF7. Yeah, the game was great. It's long. There's a lot of stuff to do. But at the end of the day, it goes back to characters. And a good story will drive something. And that's the case with FF7. And I would say the same with FF Remake and FF Rebirth. Jessie is a prime example for Remake. She was a minor character in FF7. Her, Wedge, and Biggs. I remember them. I thought it was cool because they used the name Wedge and Biggs, like it's Star Wars, right? A Star Wars reference. But Jessie has a huge role in Remake, and her story arc is fleshed out to some degree, which is nice. So I love that for Remake and Rebirth. Same with Barret. Now with Barret's story, I won't go into any spoilers, but I don't remember all of his story from the original game. But I'll tell you what, I got through it, I think, in Rebirth, and man, it was heart-wrenching. He's got a good character development. So yeah, I'm kind of rambling here and ranting, but or not ranting, but just expressing how much I appreciate the story behind Final Fantasy VII, whether it be the original game or the remake and Rebirth. And yeah, so that's where we're at. I'm still playing Rebirth. I have 4 chapters left to go. Many hours, I think. I'm taking my time. I'm doing everything in the game. I'm not missing stuff. I'm just savoring the experience because I know part 3 is probably 4 to 5 years out from now. They've said at least 4 to 5 years, and I believe it. If it's going to be as big as what Rebirth was, which blows my mind, it's going to be that long. So let me know your guys' thoughts. I haven't got a lot of likes on these figures, so that's fine. I'm reviewing what I enjoy, and I'm hoping you guys like it too. I'm not here for the likes. I'm just here to share my feelings and my expressions of what you guys, figures I have, sharing my collection, how it makes me feel. Nostalgia factor on this isn't as strong for me as like Star Wars, because I grew up with Star Wars as a kid. I was much older when FF7 came out, so I didn't grow up with it, so it doesn't hit me as much as like Star Wars or Marvel or DC. But still, I'm loving this. I mean, so much so that I've actually moved my DTOF display around to make sure these guys are in it, so I can show them off when friends come over. Or my wife comes in and checks out my collection. She sees what I have. It's a good feeling. So let me know your guys' thoughts on Barret. I've talked a lot here about these other figures, but man, Barret is such an imposing, awesome character. The voice actor nailed it. It's exactly what I thought I would hear Barret saying, the way he talks when I was playing FS7, back in early 2000s. So let me know your guys' thoughts. If you want to, subscribe, like, comment. I really enjoy comments, so feel free to comment on this, and let me know what you guys think. So until next time, this has been Final Fantasy VII Remake, Barret Wallace from PlayArts Kai.